Yona, thanks you so much for speaking to us. We're obviously very excited to speak to you. A new face, a new jersey, a new crest on you. You're already one game in. We have to talk about that game because 10-0 is not something that we see often, no matter how much of a perfect game you play. So what's been the mood like after that one?
Yeah, obviously, for me, I was really proud to play my first game for this amazing new club. And the game was good. We enjoyed the game, scored a lot of goals, and now we are on to the next one.
Do you feel like that makes a statement for everybody else, probably even some of the other bigger teams like yourself in this tournament, that you're in it to win it, as Thomas Müller told me?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's always how you start a tournament. It's always the signals you send to everybody, and there was kind of a statement to show that we are there and we want to win.
And how has it been for you coming in and getting used to a new team? Some familiar faces, some not so familiar faces.
I mean, it's always good because we are here all the time together, so we get to know each other really quick. And I could talk to a lot of guys already and get to know them more. And some guys I knew already before. So it was actually pretty easy for me to get an easy start.
How has it been, or who's been helping you kind of settle in as well? We just spoke to Serge Gnabry, who said that he's known you for a long time now as well. So he must have helped as well to kind of make you feel more at home. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the guys I knew from the national team, the guys I like Leroy, Serge, Jo Kimmich, those guys, I know them like 10 years already. So they helped me to get to know everyone, to show me a little bit how it works here, and to get used to it. And that's where I said it was really easy for me to start here. And then now, of course, you guys have Boca Juniors. I remember when we had a little chat with Thomas Müller just last week, he did tell me that was probably the club he was looking forward to playing against the most in this group, because we know Boca Juniors, big club in Argentina. We know Argentinians love their football. I don't know if you saw their game against Benfica with all the fans. What about you? How do you see this matchup between you guys and them? Yeah, I mean, it will be a completely different match to our first match. And the fans, the club is so big, and even when you're in Europe, you know Boca Juniors. So it will be a different game. It will be tough, but for sure we're going to go into the game and with the same goal to win it. But it will be different. And I'm sure probably will be different, because in that match against Benfica, there were a lot of red cards as well. Speaking to Serge just now, he said you're going to have to try keep a cool head, because that South American style of football sometimes tempers flair, it gets fiery. But in terms of the two styles, yours and theirs, how do you see it matching up, or what could be the key in getting the win in that one? Yeah, for us, the key is to keep calm and play our game, play the way we want to play, and not focusing too much on those little fights in between. I mean, we have to be tough in duels, that's for sure, but just focusing on our game and do what we have to do. And I think that will be the key to win that game. And then now, in terms of expectations for this Club World Cup, because it's the first one now of its kind, a more expanded one, too, more people watching. For you, how do you rank it? It's been a long season where we played a lot more football than we're used to seeing. Some players say that it's come at an uncomfortable time because you haven't really had a time to get a break. But for you, what's the expectation, like on a personal level, and for the club to win it all? Of course, that's the expectation. I mean, we are Bayern Munich, so we always want to win. And if you play a tournament, you don't come here to say, I want to be second or third. So yes, we want to win it. Secondly, it's hard after a long season like that. But I think when we go back to where we come from, and we used to play on the streets, as a child, and we were never tired. So I kind of try to have that mood, like enjoy football. That's our passion. So that's my way to put that mature head that is maybe tired. I put that away and just enjoy football. So for you then, has it just been easy to go straight from one season into another travel and another long tournament, another hot tournament?
I wouldn't say it's easy. It's hard, of course. I can feel it that my body sometimes
wants
a break. But I mean, when you're ready mentally, then your body can just follow.
And then now, since you're new, you're kind of course, getting the vibe at Bayern. But of course, you've played against a lot of these guys, played with a lot of these guys for the national team too. Looking at what Bayern did last season, what have they told you about the expectations for next season? I'm sure they would have wanted to be in the Champions League at the Allianz. But now, do you feel like you've gotten here and it's a treble or a bust?
I mean, as I already said, Bayern always want to win. If you look at the history of Bayern Munich, it's always about winning trophies and being at the best level and performing. And obviously that's how we're going to go into every single championship we're going to play, like in the Champions League, in the Bundesliga, and also in the Cup. So we try to win everything. For sure, we have to work hard for that and don't think too much about what is there in 1 year. Focusing on what we have now, and now we're here at the Club World Cup, and we can win something here.
What would it mean to you to win the Club World Cup? And I guess for the fans back home who may feel so far away now,
it would mean a lot to me because first of all, it would be my first trophy with Bayern Munich, but it's a big tournament and it says a lot, I think, when you win this tournament with so many good teams and big teams. So it's not easy, but at the end, if you win it, you can really be proud of yourself.
In terms of next season, where do you expect Bayern's biggest challenge to come from? We know Dortmund's always there, but Leverkusen now as well are going through different changes, a big one with no more Xabi Alonso as well. Where do you expect the biggest challenge to Bayern to come from?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's going to try now again to break Bayern because last year they were champions. So everybody's going to try their thing to break that, and we have to keep focusing on ourselves, keep our goals in mind, and just work hard. And as we've seen the last season, how the team has worked, and I was on the opposite. I was in Leverkusen, and you could just feel that everybody was so hungry and not happy with the situation that Leverkusen won the year before. So we have to keep that focus in every competition, not only in the Bundesliga, but as I said, also in the Cup and in the Champions League.
And then with that said too, of course, speaking of the fact that you've been on the opposite side and now you're on this side, I mean, Bayern don't necessarily have to convince many people to join them. We know the history of the club as well. But for you personally, what made you want to be a part of Bayern now?
A lot of details. I mean, Bayern is one of the biggest clubs in the world. And it's so successful. The history is so successful. That's why you are always attracted by those clubs. And I just found this challenge for me to come to a club like that with a young coach who played on my position, who can really help me to even grow more, get better in terms of on the pitch, but also off the pitch as a leader. You know, he can really help me to push me to the next level. And obviously the people around the club, like Max Eber, for example, the way he presented me, the project and what they want to do, I couldn't say no.
And then you mentioned Vincent Kompany, of course. We know that he has a link with Hamburg. We know, of course, your link with Hamburg. How much of that was that the main motivating factor? And would you say that he's the perfect manager for you right now in your career?
I mean, I choose to be here, so yeah.
For Vinny?
Yes. No, I mean, you can not only focus on the coach that is there at the moment, but of course he was a big part of my decision, and the way we talked and the stuff he has shown me, and that was really attracting me, and I could feel that, okay, this man can help me to push me to the next level, and he was a big part of my decision.
Well, as a good journalist like I am, we of course have asked people about you and you know, some of the other players about what they're most looking forward to about you and playing alongside you? And everyone has told me your leadership, that you're a leader, that you're still young and maybe a new face at Bayern, but you are like a natural born leader, especially for that back line, which is something they felt was needed. This leadership role, sometimes it can be very heavy, you know, for a new player, but is that something you embrace? Do you feel like a leader kind of just comes naturally to you?
Yeah, I think you have, when you come to a club and you're new, you have to kind of work more for that role. In Leverkusen, I was there for 10 years, so it was kind of natural that at some point I would be in this position, but now I'm new here, so I have to work to get this respect also from the guys, and to show them that I'm here to work for them and to help them and to make them better with my qualities, and to appreciate also that they will make me better with their qualities. And yeah, then if somebody says something like that about me, it means a lot to me. But at the end, I think I have to work to say something about myself like that.
Do you see that probably in your future then? Maybe near future, you could be a future captain then?
Let's see. I just try to do my job, and yeah, the club took me here to be one of the guys who take more responsibility, and I want to do that. And if it's captain or not, I don't care, but I will do my job.
Well, like I said, defensively, everyone said that you were just the perfect piece missing as well in that back line. For you, what about the style defensively do you like, and maybe what you probably would like to tweak a bit for the next season? Because as players always say, there's always room for improvement.
There's always room for improvement, that's true, but I think especially the defenders, they did a really, really good job. I mean, all the guys, they are so aggressive, they are so good in duels and one-on-one duels, and that's our style of play. We have a lot of duels and we take sometimes a lot of risk, but it's also because we know that we have the players to do it. So yeah, I think in terms of defending, we did really well. One thing that we could maybe be a little bit better is the rest defense, the counter attacks, like defending or preparing better for those counter attacks, that you don't concede goals out of that. But it's really about small details. They did a good job.
And then a couple of players on the team, of course, it's not your role, but further up the pitch, the ones who we're used to seeing in the attack, you know, Musiala as well is definitely, I think, one of the most popular players to watch nowadays. It's good to have seen him back, knowing he went through an injury last season, of course, scored the other day as well. But are you excited to play with him? What about him kind of excites you to be a part of the same 11?
Yeah, it's amazing to play with Jamal. I know him from the national team, but of course, the national team, we see each other maybe every 2-3 months, but to be with him, to work with him every day and to play almost every game with him, that's going to be special because he's a special player. And yeah, I will try to do my best that he can just focus on what he wants to do and have fun on the pitch and help us to score and to win.
And what about Alexis as well? I know we just again spoke with Serge, and he said that he actually wasn't too surprised with how easily he fit in. But of course, it kind of is surprising because to go from the Premier League at Crystal Palace to then to fit into the Bundesliga and just kind of be one of the top players we're talking about today. What have you noticed about him, or that's impressed you, I suppose, even in training and little interactions?
This guy, I think a lot of people underestimated him because, yeah, maybe they were not watching Premier League or Crystal Palace, but I knew him before and I knew that he will be a good fit and that he's a good player. But yeah, the last season he has shown how much quality he has, and he deserves all the praise he's getting right now because he's doing a good job, he's working hard, and he's helping the team to get better and to win games. And yeah, I hope that he stays healthy and just continues this way.
And I have to ask you, just because we're here in the US, and of course we're now less than a year away from a World Cup. It's crazy to think about that, considering we're already in a tournament. Yeah. But especially for you, for Germany, has it made you being here start thinking of that as yet, and the expectations?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's not that far. 1 year is it's going to feel really quick, I think. So, yeah, I'm starting to think of that. Of course, I'm focusing on this tournament right now, but I'm excited for the World Cup to be played here in the US, and I can feel that like the excitement all around soccer in the US is getting bigger and bigger, and I like that.
Hopefully, I'm guessing another star above the German crest.
Yes, of course. I mean, as I told you, we are coming to win things and not just to play the tournament.
You know, we love to hear that. Thank you so much for chatting with us.
You're welcome.
Dankeschön.